Imagine this, you are a high school student in Indonesia, and every week your English teacher plays another long, monotonous listening audio. You try to focus, but the accent is difficult, the activity feels boring, and in the end, your score still stays low. This is the reality in many Indonesian classrooms today. Hi everyone, with me Rara, and I would like to share with you about my research outline. My research focuses on improving listening skills in Indonesian high schools by transforming listening into something more interactive, motivating, and fun. Right now, listening is mostly taught using traditional audio recordings only, and research shows this often leads to low motivation and weak comprehension. At the same time, studies also show that gamification can increase student engagement by up to 35%. But here's the interesting part. Out of many gamification studies, only about 5% actually focus on listening. Most of them talk about vocabulary or speaking instead. So there is a clear research gap. Research that focuses specifically on gamified listening in Indonesian high schools is still relatively limited, especially studies that use class, points, and levels to help students understand native accent listening. And that's where my approach comes in, called audio class. In this study, I aim to answer three key questions. The first one, which gamification elements such as points, levels, or quests are most effective for listening activities? The second one, how does the audio class approach affect students' listening comprehension scores? And the third one, why are students more motivated to learn listening through games than through conventional methods? This study uses a quasi-experimental design. There are two classes, each with 30 high school students in Jakarta. The experimental class learns listening through audio class on generally. Students listen to audio, complete story-based missions, and collect points, just like a game. Meanwhile, the control class uses traditional listening activities before and after 6 weeks of learning with 1.5 hours per week. Both classes take pre-test and post-test in multiple choice listening. The questions cover content, details, and inference. I also use the Likert scale questionnaire to measure motivation before and after the program. For analysis, I use the t-test to compare the improvements between the two groups. I expect that the experimental class using audio class will score about 20 to 25% higher than the control class, and around 75% of students are expected to report higher motivation, thanks to game elements such as points and quests. If this is proven true, audio class can become a simple but powerful tool for English teachers, especially to help students better to understand native accents and audio stories. So the big idea is this: listening doesn't have to be passive. It doesn't have to be boring. With the right gamified design, listening can become a meaningful learning adventure, one that students actually enjoy and stay engaged in. Thank you guys for listening. If you have any questions or thoughts, feel free to leave them in the comments. Bye bye!